Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Lucklight Plays. We're continuing our run-through of Destiny of an Emperor as part of 8-Bit Obscurity, and we just defeated Dong Zhuo and Lu and entered Luo Yang, the capital city, to find it, well, in the state you see it as. There are 5 men known as Tigers. General Guan Yu and Zhang Fei are 2 of them. You must find the other 3. Yeah. What's funny was they were called that after the fact. Found a small keyhole. Remember the key we found earlier? Do you remember who I put it on? Because I don't. Good thing. Gem sword obtained. We're gonna put that on... I'm gonna put that on Guan Ping. It's not an actual weapon, so we can't swing it in battle. It's just an item. Cao Cao pursued Dong Zhuo. General Lu was looking for something. Yep. You Zhang Fei, I am Yuan Shao. Return to Bohai once more and join our comrades. So long. Alright, so everybody's breaking up. Leaving it to me, essentially. Wang Gui, he's not a real character. Dong Zhuo's army went to Chang'an. Yeah, at least the inn is still standing. Alright, so that's about it. You'll see that all the buildings are raised, so I can't really go into anywhere. There's no one important left to talk to. And that's it. So, without further ado, let's move on. Let's fight them. They're right next to the inn. Maybe we can pull them off the map. So anyway, yes, in terms of the actual story, the capital Luo Yang was burnt down by Dong Zhuo as he fled to Chang'an. That is true. The whole thing about the gem sword is, you know, just an extra. You could consider, there is a sword, there's a gemmed sword in the story as well, actually owned by Wang Yan. So the gem sword is a real thing, it wasn't used to lure Lu Bu out of anything. Lu Bu was actually lured out by a woman. Let's see if we can grab him. Nope. Oh well. But the actual gem sword was a sword given to Cao Cao, the 7-star sword, which is kind of more of a dagger, but they call it a sword. It was a 7-star blade, and it was supposed to be, you know, very, very sharp and very, very keen. Shui Jing. I believe that is a water technique. And essentially what he used it for was, it was to try to assassinate Dong Zhuo, but Cao Cao failed and had to flee. And it's actually one of Cao Cao's biggest moments in the story. As he's fleeing, he meets up with a few people, he gets into some shenanigans that are actually pretty interesting. Nothing to do with this game, so I'll hope that you go read it, but the gem sword existed, but it never existed in Liu Bei's hands, or any of Liu Bei's forces' hands. Essentially because Cao Cao dropped it when he went to assassinate went to assassinate Dong Zhuo, but Dong Zhuo saw him by accident, like through a reflection, and Dong Zhuo turns around really fast. And Cao Cao tries to just present it as a prize, like a present, and Cao Cao sneaks away, and Dong Zhuo's like, wait a minute, he was trying to kill me. So, why do you keep hounding me? I'll teach you to regret it. Okay. So, the thing about Lu Bu now is that Lu Bu will show up in every single battle from now on until you recruit him. Every single one. All the way up to the end of Dong Zhuo. So we need to get rid of him. And that is through the gem sword. Since he wants it so badly. So you'll notice I'm not attacking him. Because you can recruit him using the gem sword. So keep showing it to him until basically he goes, oh, it's a gem sword. Gimme. So we're just gonna keep shoving it in his face until he joins us. Sometimes it takes a few turns, enough for him to pound your guys a little bit. And they keep raising the defense. Luckily, Hu Zhen is kind of a weak character, so once I defeat Sai Young, the battle's pretty much over. Show that gem sword. Sometimes it takes just one turn, sometimes it takes quite a few. Looks like this time, of course, it's going to take a few. So I'll just keep breaking down his associates in the meantime. Is that the gem sword? Yes. You're giving it to me. Letting me join your side. Yeah, sure. Alright, how may I serve? By the way, if you go 8 yards west and 1 yard south, you can find my horse, Chituma. If you like, you can ride him. Now, I don't understand how you were supposed to figure out that it was that very first Sishui gate. That was the 8 yards west and 1 yard south, but I did eventually, so now I just know where it is at all times. It's kind of, there are things in certain games that I seem to, you have so much trouble finding it, but once you do, you never forget it. Chituma is one of them. In Final Fantasy VI, the clock that you have to wind to get the chainsaw, 6-10-50, I'll never forget that. No matter how long I live. I'll be an 80-year-old man going, 6-10-50, 8 yards west, 1 yard south. Alright, so I took this town. Immediately going to the end. Okay. Emperor's in the castle dungeon. I saw the Emperor in the dungeon. Well, why didn't you save him? It's your duty as a citizen of the Han Empire. Alright, do I have any weapons I should sell? No. What am I doing? Over here. Mischief. Amber. I love Luo Yang very much. I'm Cao Cao. They always remind you. I'm Cao Cao. You want to chase Dong Zhuo? He ran away toward Chang'an. Yeah. Now, that had a little bit of that scene had a little bit of accuracy, but not a lot. After Dong Zhuo's defeat, the Emperor is actually still captured. Actually, things get back to normal for maybe like a few months, and the Emperor eventually gets kidnapped by two remnants of Dong Zhuo's forces, Luo Yang, who's actually on my team, and this other guy, Luo Yang, who I don't even think is in this game. And they take him to, like, I believe they go back to Chang'an and fortify Chang'an. And I'm actually gonna have to go back to the beginning town to switch out my party. I wonder if I can just teleport here. No, I can use a gull wing. Hardest part is I don't want to use much money. But, the Emperor gets captured by these two remnants of Dong Zhuo's army, and they eventually escape, but they run into the... Did I just use it to the exact same place? I am an endless idiot. Oh, wow. Alright. So I wasted money for no reason anyway. So, he runs into the hands of Dong Zhuo, and Dong Zhuo, you know, suddenly has control of the Emperor and starts building his forces and becoming the empire that he wanted to build. And of course, the idea of all the other forces, like, going after him because he had the Emperor, it really stank of, almost jealousy. You know, everybody wanted to be the guy who had the Emperor. And, what happened, actually, was the Emperor escapes and sends out missives to, what am I doing here? Oh, yeah. Sends out missives to, I'm running for my life here, someone come save me. And, he sends it to Yuan Shao, who's, he's royal blood. He's, considered part of the royalty. And he was very quick to let everybody know that. And he got this message, and he had his problem, Yuan Shao's problem, was he had way too many advisors. And he had advisors that would constantly bicker with each other, and constantly be at odds with each other. So if one of them said something, the other one would instantly say the other thing, leaving him very indecisive. That guy was a really useless character. So he would, so someone, they sent the message over to Yuan Shao, and Yuan Shao was supposed to go save the Emperor, but his advisors advised against it, saying, like, well, Dong Zhuo took the Emperor once, and look what happened to him. He got killed. So, Yuan Shao left the Emperor on his own, and Cao Cao took over, and that's how Cao Cao kind of rose to power, so... Anyway, I guess the way they established that Cao Cao is going to be in power is just by he's the one standing next to the Emperor at the time. So there you go, another lesson. Another book learning. So now we have Luo on our team. And he will hit just as hard. Anyway. I need to march back to where I was because I used too much money there and I need to get it back somehow. Well, at least I can show you how strong Luo is. 47 damage. 32. 25. Alright, he hits just as hard as Guan Yu does. But the thing about Guan Yu is... he's supposed to hit that hard just as well. Just the fact that I have 3 people who hit that hard now, as opposed to the 2. Much better. Much better than what I could have done. Hua Zhang outlived his usefulness. And the sheer fact that you get Luo off the map, and he'll stop hounding you, is more than enough of a good reason to have him. Because for some reason, when he's part of the enemy, apparently I'm gonna get in there, place every step here, but when he's part of the enemy, he lets you know it, and you saw that. Now he's mine. Anyway, on the next episode, we'll be back at that castle, and we'll be ready to move on through that cave to Chang'an, and hopefully put an end to this Dong Zhuo madness. So I hope you come back for that. My name is Lucklight. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.